Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a video, and today we're going to be checking out the UndergroundFPV Nirvana. Now this is a UndergroundFPV and FlySky sort of collaboration to create this transmitter here. This has been long in the making. It was originally called the Dark Knight, but they changed it to the Nirvana. Now obviously it's a little bit unconventional looking transmitter here with sort of almost like a gamepad style where you have sort of the handles that you hold on to here. And if you look in the back, you have these little sort of finger grips that your fingers can go around to. So this is really, depending on which fingers you use, really sort of meant for a pinch style of flying. But you can also use it with your thumbs just fine like that. And it's actually really ergonomic and really nice to hold in the hand. And it was surprising at first when I saw this FlySky. I was a little disappointed because FlySkys were sort of known for, you know, more cheaper entry-level stuff. But the quality on this, just like this plastic rubber grip here and just the weight and the feel of it overall, with all of the metal highlights, it actually feels really solid. And it's probably the nicest feeling in terms of ergonomics and overall material controller that I've ever held. Definitely feels way nicer than my Taranis. So obviously one of the big highlights of the Nirvana is this large screen in the middle, so I hold both buttons to turn it on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Let's get a throttle warning.
Throttle warning.
Just so it comes up. And obviously those sounds are, that's the amber sound pack. This comes with a customized sort of cyborg sounding one. However, I really disliked it, but it's easy enough. You can just go in and change it to the amber sound pack, which is very popular. You can see have my own custom logo put onto the background here, and huge thanks to NJ Tech for helping me out with the sound pack as well as putting the logo on here. He helped me out a lot when I was updating the firmware of this guy. And now the touch screen itself, you can see you sort of have your main menu buttons up here, and then you can scroll through all of yours. So you can see I set a timer on SD2, and you can change everything else. I have the internal RF off, and I have Crossfire turned on this model. And you can change all the different settings. You can scroll across up here. Pretty much all the same things as like a Taranis or OpenTX, but with the touchscreen interface. It's nice to look at. And you have, yeah, then this one's sort of like the radio setup with your different modes and everything. Here's the SD card contents, which you can go through the sounds. And if you go into English for the amber sound pack, and if you scroll all the way down, you can hear stuff like this.
Whatever. Well, shit. You're fucked.
Then over here we just have a couple different things with the user interface. You can change the background color and just sort of customize it to how you want. The switches themselves, we have, looks like one, this is a 3-position. We have 2 sliding pots here. This is a momentary switch. We do have a double position, and then on the back we have, here's a 3-position, here's a momentary, and over here we have a 3-position and another momentary, so that when you're holding them with your fingers, you can reach up and grab these switches if you want like that. Although if you do have the switch, for example, you have the switch down in this position, when you're holding it, it'd be kind of awkward to get into this switch because it's like almost in the way now. That when it's up it's fine, but when it's down, although this one is longer, but it's just a little thing to like get in there. However, you're probably not going to be using both these at the same time when you can just use a different switch. And then these blue pots here are the trims, which is actually pretty nice. You can see the little graphic there moving as I go up and down on the trim right there. And then double bars means that you are centered. So let's just center all of mine. There we go. Now the sticks themselves, actually, let me turn this guy off. You just press and hold both. You can see it shuts down. That helps you prevent it from accidentally bumping the power button. The sticks themselves are pretty much sort of the standard FlySky sticks. They're actually really, really loose. And there's not much room for tightening them. You can tighten them a little bit, but I'm pretty sure the actual ones, the production ones, because I think I got a newer version, are shipping with stiffer springs that you can put in to make these a little stiffer, because they are definitely pretty loose and definitely looser than I prefer my Taranis ones to be. The sticks themselves are the same pretty cool metallic colors. They actually feel pretty good. It's pretty similar to the Taranis sticks. Down here we do have our balance bar. However, there's no balance bar included. At least mine didn't have one. So when you use a neck strap, it kind of holds down like that. But I'm sure it's easy to find a third-party aftermarket balance bar for that. However, if you get a long one like that comes up to here, you might be covering some of the screen, so keep that in mind. We unscrew down here. We see the battery compartments. There's one on each side. And it just uses standard 18650 batteries. I got these on Amazon, and there's one on each side, one on the other side as well. And now these do run in parallel, so you only need one to run the radio. However, it might be off balance then. But if they're getting low, you can leave one in and swap the other one, so you actually don't shut your radio off for some reason if you need to use that feature. If you look on the back, these two parts here actually don't come on it. You have to screw these on, but they are included. It's sort of a Crossfire extension bay. We have our antenna here that collapses down. You can see it's foldable. It's actually really nice to have it be able to fold down flat into the radio like that. And then for the Crossfire bay, you just want to make sure that the pins all line up. Just like that, and it pops into place, and then it holds it really nice and secure there, and it clicks in, so you're not just relying on the pins, and then it'll supply power. For example, if I turn on the radio, my throttle down.
Welcome to OpenTX.
There we go, supplying power and flying with Crossfire, which is really nice. So you don't have to use the internal FlySky protocol if you don't want to. Also included with the radio is two different receivers. So you sort of have the larger full-size one, similar in size to like a X4R with diversity here, and then you have a tiny little micro receiver similar in size to like an XM Plus that are included with the radio for the same price.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to do the radio. I'm not going to do anything. Tiny sleds.
See what channel is it?
Alright, to OpenTX.
Wait, you got to do it again. My DVR wasn't going. Alright. You good?
Think gotta come on this side.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's, yep, that switch is on. Gimbals are really loose, but it's comfortable to hold, for sure. Definitely needs tightened up on the gimbals.
How's the throw length?
It feels sensitive, but it's probably just because it's loose. I mean, it's about the same as Taranis. It's just really loose in the center, so it's kind of wiggly. But this is just the old springs, so they're loose ones. I think it's shipping with stiffer ones you can put in. Not bad. Hands off! I wish I had the balance bar though. Like with it hanging down like that, that's annoying. But if you're a pincher, like a plane flyer, it could be good, but not for me. Alright, I think this is my disarm switch. Right here? Whoop, yep, there it is. Oh! I completely forgot you were there.
Alright, so here we are back to sum up our thoughts on the Nirvana, and overall it definitely is a very nice high quality controller, and for the price included with two receivers, even though this one, I feel like this one's going to get a lot less use than the micro one on FlySky, I feel like it's a pretty decent price for the actual quality you get. I would like to see a version without the receivers included, because I know a lot of people are interested in running just Crossfire on this, but perhaps they'll add an option without FlySky receivers soon. In terms of setting up the Crossfire, getting the firmware flash was a little bit of a hassle at first, but that's just because I don't do it very often and I'm not experienced with it. But once again, thanks to NJ Tech for helping me out with that. But afterwards, it was super easy to go into the menu, select Crossfire on, and boom, it worked right away. I was able to fly my quads with Crossfire. Now, to answer the question that you probably have about whether will I switch to the Nirvana over my Taranis here, I'm probably going to say no to that, because while the Nirvana definitely does feel very nice and very solid in the hands compared to the Taranis, where the plastic just feels a little bit more cheap and the buttons just, they leave some things to be desired. I'm just so used to the Taranis. I've been using it for so long, about 3 years now, that I just don't think I can change. The M9 gimbals, I've had very good luck with them. They've lasted a long time, and I'm able to get them to the exact tension that I want, whereas without having to change the springs like I would in here, as well as not all of my quads actually use the Crossfire protocol. A lot of them still have older FlySky receivers, so if I wanted to use this radio to fly my Crossfire quads, I'd still have to carry around my Taranis to fly my FlySky quad, so it doesn't really make sense to carry both of them around when I can carry one radio to do both jobs. Now, that's not to say that the Nirvana is not a great radio, and I definitely do like it. It just doesn't make too much sense for me, especially when I don't have a ton of time to fly these days. I'm trying to change as many large factors as possible, such as my radio setup. Obviously, you can change props and motors very easily. They're going to be very similar, but switching radio to radio is kind of a big jump. The 18650 batteries is a positive and a negative. It's a positive because a lot of people have them and they're going to last a while. But it was a negative for me because I didn't actually have any, so I had to go out and buy some. But there was like, I think, $10 on Amazon for 2. Comes with this sort of cover for the sticks, which is actually really nice. Just clips right over, and then your transmitter is nice and protected, at least the stick end, so you can put it in your bag, and it just pops right off, just like that. So that's something I really do like about that. Obviously, not including a balance bar and having it hang down like that, as I showed in the flight portion, is a negative. And getting a external balance bar, a third-party one, you're going to be covering up some of the screen, so you have to be wary of that. So yeah, overall, it definitely is a very nice feeling radio. And if you do want to use the FlySky protocol, you have a bunch of FlySky receivers already, or you just like the overall general design and you like to pinch or thumbing, it did work just fine, but I feel like it's more orientated towards pinching. This could be a decent radio for you. So I'll leave a link down in the description below if you are interested. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.